friends at Toy Traders, which is one of the coolest toy stores on planet Earth, and it just so happens to be in the Vancouver area, have allowed us to come in and shoot our holiday buyer's guides videos in here. I've talked about a bunch of different systems and a bunch of different ideas. Right now I'm going to talk about the PC gamer and what they may want to play on your list. And if they are a PC gamer, the world is their oyster. There are so many different games out there. Most of the console experiences, let's be honest, make their way to the PC as well. And also all of the indie work that's out there starts on the PC first. And I've got a great indie game that is available on everything, but it's a wonderful pickup for the PC. It's called Children of Morta. This is a roguelike, and there are tons of roguelikes. It seems to be an incredibly popular genre in gaming these days. This is a game where you are meant to die, but you try to get it as far on your run as you possibly can into these really wonderfully detailed sprite-based environments and dungeons, and you fight all kinds of sprite-based creatures. You play and take control of a family, and each of the members of the family has different abilities and different weaponry, and they play differently and handle differently. And so you're trying to get as far as you can and share the load with other members of your group, and it's really, really well made. Beautiful storytelling. Again, some of the most beautiful sprite-based graphics I've ever seen. This is a very impressive title, so you might not have heard of this one, and what's cool is that if you've got a Switch or a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One gamer in your vicinity, this is also a pickup that you might want to get for them on those platforms as well. But Children of Morta is very special. Koji Igarashi made good on his promise to deliver a modern-day Castlevania-like with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is also a game that you can pick up for Switch, PlayStation 4, or Xbox. It's a great game to play on the PC, and it definitely is evocative of the old two-dimensional Castlevania titles that made the franchise what it is. You know, that really kind of cemented how important the Metroidvania genre was going to be to gaming. Bloodstained is one of those types of titles. It's a lot like Symphony of the Night. You play a creature-killing monster hunter that has to make her way from level to level, and there's all kinds of backtracking that you have to do. Thankfully, there are lots of little fast-tracking areas that you can get to, so you can zip around inside of this maze-like environmental creation as much as you want to. Lots of incredible pickups and power-ups, some great boss encounters that you're going to have to face, and also lots of other characters that are going to guide you or help you or impede you or betray you. This is a game that feels familiar and feels accessible and comfortable in your hands, but also brings some really new, fresh production and qualities to the experience. And it's done so well by one of the masters of the genre. Honestly, this was a game that we were all a little bit concerned of because it was in Kickstarter and it had a long gestation, but it really came through. Bloodstained is wonderful. Doesn't matter what system you play it on or what system you gift it for. It's definitely worth putting on a list. Infinity Ward went back and said, we're going to reclaim the whole name of Modern Warfare and start over, basically. And they wanted to make something that felt a lot more authentic and a lot more representational of what kinds of conflicts are going on in the world today. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a game that may have, exhausted a lot of people, and people may have sort of turned their nose at the Call of Duty franchise because of all of the different permutations and the sci-fi infusions that the franchise has received over the years. But Modern Warfare, I think, goes back to the boots on the ground kind of feel that made this franchise so popular. It uses military technology that doesn't seem so out of reach. There's also been a real drive to craft something with a sense of realism, so much so that you can actually drop off all the HUD elements on screen and not give yourself any kind of boosts or benefits with regards to where the enemies are. You're just going to have to use your wits, and they've put a huge emphasis on the night vision goggles in this game. They've tuned all of the multiplayer components in there. They've added a whole new mode called Gunfight where you can have 2 versus 2. But I think the biggest part of the story about Modern Warfare is the single-player campaign, which forces you to survive some pretty horrible experiences and to get through them. And they definitely resonate as you're sort of contemplating the kind of world that a lot of our soldiers are facing today. But it's done with a real sense of craftsmanship, and it's still incredibly fun and tactile and well put together. If you've sort of moved away from Call of Duty, or your friends have for a while, I think this is the game that may win a lot of players back. It's certainly one of the best made games of 2019, and if you've got a shooter fan on your list that maybe hasn't picked this one up yet for the PC, I would add this to your list for sure.
Big boy's down!
Rockstar surprised no one with the announcement that Red Dead Redemption 2 was going to be available for the PC. This has been long rumored. It's finally available this year, and it will make a terrific holiday gift for any PC players on your list. Of course, you can pick it up for the Xbox or the PlayStation 4. It's one of the most beautiful games I have ever played. You jump into the boots of a cowboy who gets roped into, no pun intended, doing all kinds of despicable things. You've got to try to find your moral compass as you work your way through this massive story that goes on and on and on. There's lots of connections to the previous Red Dead Redemption title, which is still one of my favorite games of all time. The visuals and the vistas and the scenery that you're going to see are so beautiful, they're going to make you feel guilty that you're not outside, because everything has been represented so wonderfully in this title. Lots of great character work, voice acting, and music. And then you've got this whole other multiplayer component in there as well, where you can join up with other people and go on missions and get into gunfights and all kinds of hijinks. This is an unbelievably well-made game. It's also a game that I would caution anybody that's going to play it to not try to consume it all at once. Let it sort of be something that stretches out over many, many, many days, and just go in and get little bits at a time, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. It can be overwhelming how much stuff you have to do, especially in that single-player story, but it is an incredible title. And if the PC player you're picking this up for has the graphic horsepower to really run this at its highest settings, their minds are going to be blown.
Keep your mouth shut, or you're dead, friend.
You know, since we're talking about PC gaming, I had to add a real-time strategy game. And the biggest one this year is Total War 3 Kingdoms. You've got ancient Chinese warlords and ancient Chinese mythology, lots and lots of different unit types and beautiful animations and lots of incredible details. You know, you've got hero-type characters that can pull off all kinds of incredible moves. PC is the place to play real-time strategy. Let's be honest. You can play RTS games on other platforms, but they always excel on the PC. Creative Assembly has been a master at making these games with lots and lots of details and lots of meta experiences that you can scale right down to those specific units and see all of this detailed animation, and there's a sense of tactility and a sense of satisfaction. There's a complexity to kind of understand and get through, but you're rewarded with just gorgeous visuals and wonderful production value. These guys always over-deliver in terms of research and authenticity and just rampant escapism. If you've got any RTS fans on your list, there's a good chance this one might already be in their collection, but if it is not, Total War 3 Kingdoms is definitely one that you should check out. All right, that is a bunch of games I'm recommending for the PC players that you might know out there. Clearly, the PC is endless, and there are tons and tons of titles out there. It's an incredible platform to play games on. But do check out some of the other videos that I've done. They've been more focused on the console play experience, but a lot of those great games are also available for the PC, so you'll get lots of great ideas there. Thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you in the next video.